Welcome back to another episode of Untrap The Brain. So today we'll be looking into how the brain survival mechanism designed to protect us as well and trap us. It means that the it means that the same brain that was designed to protect us can as well trap us, and at the same time, that same thing that saved you yesterday may as well trap you today. So that's what we'll be looking at today. Like I usually say, the dream like I usually say, the brain that is designed to save you as well can trap you. Meaning that it is not designed to make you achieve your goals or make you to be consistently energetic, but it is designed to keep you safe, to keep you in a comfort zone, to protect you. So now, for you to achieve anything that you want in life, you have to be intentional, redirecting and directing your brain towards the directions that you want, towards the direction of things that you want. So today we'll be looking at how those survival mechanisms affect. Today we'll be looking at how those survival mechanisms as well entrap us. So there are three basic things that I'll be discussing today, which is what negative biasness, the quick dopamine wins, and the social rejections. So when we talk about the negative biasness, this is what we mean, or this is what I mean is that our brain is constantly scanning for problems. What could go wrong? What is that? As in, you're planning a trip, the first thing your brain scans is what could go wrong? What if we had an accident? What if the driver didn't show up? Or what if one of the passengers refused to come? All those things. The brain will keep on scanning for problems, scanning for what? Issues. And this, in the long run, snatches away the joy of whatever it is that we wanted to do. Maybe we want to travel, and the brain now scan for problems like what if kidnappers, what if accident. So you see that the joy of traveling will be snatched out. Your joy will be what? Be drowned. Right? The brain is not wrong by trying to make you understand that there could be an accident on the road, that could be whatever, but at that point in time, that's not what you want, or it's not necessarily, it's not needed. But for safety's sake, you're supposed to look into those things. But those same things that you're supposed to look into are the actual exact thing that snatches your joy away. And then when we look at the other one, the quick dopamine wins. What I meant by that is, when you find yourself bored, you tend to do other things like social media, eating of food, uh, uh, Facebooking, TikToking. You keep on scrolling, all these things just to keep you comfortable. So those things that are meant to keep down those social media, Facebook, keep your scrolling on social media without any definite purpose, just scrolling. You're trying to get off the boredom, or maybe you are in a social gatherings and then you don't like what is going on there and you want to get away from that moment, and then you start. So those things affect your brain. The side effect of that, it affects your attention. You may not be able to focus. That is one of the things about this quick dopamine. Now you are bored, you pick up your Facebook, you feel comfortable, you are okay. But when you need something to do, maybe when something important comes up to do, the first thing you will struggle with is attention. You would be seriously distracted. You find it difficult focusing, because your brain will be bringing up those things that you were scanning through, and it may even affect your sense of judgment, because you have gone through Facebook, you have seen maybe a post where an employer did something to an employee. Before you know it, your bosses calls you, and then you started misbehaving or started getting agitated. These are the after effect of quick dopamine wins. These are your brain, instead of getting a better way of escaping that boredom, it gives you an easier way. It could be social media, it can be food, eating food. Maybe you had a breakup, somebody provoked you, and the next thing you could think of is food. Yes, food is a very good way of escaping such scenarios. And the third one is social rejected. Maybe you feel different in a social gathering, you feel not accepted in social gathering, and then that will affect you, your self-esteem, how you respond, and then you may not as well be able to respond because you feel that you are rejected, and then your opinions are also rejected. So sometimes you may not even want to say, you may have a lot of things to say, but then you feel like I'm rejected. So that is it. So these are the three basic things, and there are a lot more of them, but these are the most common one that we experience on a daily basis. So we experience negative biasness on a daily basis, or you're trying to write an exam, the first thing that is your brain scans you. What if you fail? Then you find yourself in a bored. Do you know one thing about boredom? That's the dopamine that we try to escape using social media. Boredom exposes you. That's the time that you'll be able to know who are you exactly, what is consistent in your brain. When nobody's around, you're bored. That is when you will know who you are. Maybe if you're a positive person, that is when you will know whether you are a positive person. And if you're not, that's when you know. When you will know that you are not even a positive person. That's one thing about boredom. So, which means boredom, in its totality, is actually good. Unlike the way we try to view it, boredom is very good. It makes us understand, it gives us space to know what is consistent in our mind. And what is consistent in our mind is what makes us who we are, and that's who we are. So that is, then in social rejection, the first thing, these are things we meet. You enter into a party, probably you're dressed different, you talk different, you act, you reason different. It is always normal for you to feel different. So people doesn't respond well to something they don't understand, and that is one thing. So in one way or the other, we might have experienced negative biasness, we might have experienced quick dopamine wins. We experience it on a very daily basis. Then we also experience social rejection. It could be in the church, it could be in a workplace. Yeah, it do happen most often in the workplace. It could be in a convention, it could be whatever place it is. So that there are ways our brain builds up pictures that our brain brings up in those situations to keep us safe, right? So the social media scrolling, that is the brain trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you comfort, so that you are not feeling the boredom again. You don't even feel like as if you are even present there. You're not even present there. So that's one of the things the brain does. Then, how do we escape this? Once we're able to identify this, we now know what is quick dopamine rings, and we also know what is social rejection. So now that means our problem has been solved. So in times of negative biasness, the first thing to do, I would have said, normal me, I would have said, fight it, or be determined, or be mean, or be whatever. But we have been fighting all our lives. We have been fighting, we have been determined, we have been whatever it is. But the best way out of this, the best way out of this particular negative biasness is taking a deep breath. Just cool down, right? You're not in any competition with anybody. That's the first thing you have to realize. Cool down. Take a deep breath, right? Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to go wrong. It will never go wrong. In fact, it's like the universe is handing you over to you to decide. So when you're planning a trip, or when you find yourself in situations like that, the first thing you should always focus on, what is right, what could be right. And you can never get what is positive about a thing if you are in a haste. Why? Somebody bought a business contract to you. Don't be in a haste. If that person can't give you like 5 to 10 minutes to think about it, it's not for you. You're going on a trip. If you don't have up to 10 to 15 minutes to think about it, forget about it, right? So just take a deep breath. So this deep breath that you're taking is giving you more ample time to word be positive. It makes you more open-minded. It makes you more liberal. So once you're open-minded, your mind will be focused on what could go right. So in that negative biasness, you understand that, oh, I could be going so negative. The next thing you could do is go positive. Make sure that everything you're going to think about every day, every moment resonate faith. Like I always say, this life that we are living in is a faith resonated life. So if you cannot resonate life every day of your, you cannot resonate faith every day of your life, you will have so many negative, as in so many struggles in life. But if you're living your life based on faith, by there you've already conquered 70% of the world's problem. So the best way out of this negative biasness is what? Taking a deep breath, right? And then resonate faith in everything. So once you resonate this faith, it now means that you will always think on a positive lane of the world. I bet you, if you begin to think about what will go wrong, 1 billion things will come out. You will see 1 billion things. But if you begin to think about what could go right in a situation, same thing will happen, right? Same thing will happen. So that's the thing. So focus on the greater good, focus on the greater means, focus on the greater light, and that's the only way you can escape these negative bias. It can happen in anything. So it doesn't matter whether you are talking to somebody or whether you are in a relationship. Just focus on what will be positive. Focus on the positive lane of that relationship. And then you will discover that if you and that person is meant to be, you focusing on the positive lane will dictate it as well as the negative lane. So then when you look at as well, when we are talking about the quick dopamine wins, the best way out of the quick dopamine is when you find yourself in a bored situation. The best way out of it is do small things. You find yourself bored, jolt, jolt whatever that comes to your mind. So being broad is just like the God is giving you an avenue for you to understand what goes on in your life. If you see yourself bored, this is another means for you to reevaluate your life. You jot. And if you don't want to jot, you can as well pick up something small and do. You can fold your clothes, iron your clothes, just do something. You can as well read. And as well, if you're in the office, you find yourself bored, you find yourself in an awkward situation, the best way out of it is write. Jot something down. And if you're not in a situation to jot, take note of the little things in that meeting or in that office or whatever place you are, and begin to write about it or begin to think about it. Little positive things in that situation. But then if you find yourself in an office where you are bored, you find yourself in the office where you are bored, the best way out of it is learn new skills. That's why I said boldness is very wonderful. It gives you room to evaluate yourself. So if you find yourself in the office, you don't have anything to do, learn new skills. You find yourself in a social gatherings where you don't fit in, focus on small conversation. Don't go to the big one with the one that will put in the spotlight. No, focus on the small conversation. That is just the best way out of this, out of quick dopamine. So it will help you to focus. It will help you to reorganize your attention, meaning that if important task comes up, your mind is cleared. Your mind is not scrolling through what happened on Facebook, the reels, whatever. Your mind is already cleared because you already know what is going on in life. You're going on a positive lane. One thing I used to tell people is, on the positive lane, For you to know that you're on a positive lane is the energy. There is always this energetic vibe being in the positive lane than on the negative lane. If you see yourself now, you are feeling depressed. That's because you're on a negative lane. So the best way to know that, oh, I'm on a positive lane is your energy. That is the best way to know that, oh, I'm on a positive lane. So that's just it. So your energy when good serious activity comes will change. And then when you're talking about the social rejection, the best way out of it is to accept it. You feel yourself being rejected by people, accept it. Understand that it's not fatal. Just understand that you don't even need people's approval for you to be accepted. Just accept yourself. So, but the best way out of it is accept that you're different. Or even if it's an error that you made that made people to reject, accept it. It is not fatal. Once you accept that rejection is not fatal, we are signaling to your brain so that your brain will not bring up pictures that will make you feel depressed. It is okay for you to be what? Unaccepted. It's okay for them to reject you. That's fine. It is not fatal. So the only thing here is once you signal to your brain that okay, it's not fatal, it gives your brain more room, reduces the mental workload. Because that as at that time when you are being rejected, the brain will picture your adrenaline will be very, very high. But when you accept that okay, it's not fatal, it's normal, no, there's nothing wrong about it, that adrenaline will what? Reduce. Then your brain will channel it towards something different that will align with that your belief that okay, rejection is not fatal. That's just the truth. And one thing I know about social rejections and things like that, it all starts with you. Meaning that what? You just have to accept yourself, like yourself, be yourself, get all the dopamine that you will get relating to people's views. This way you don't have to rely on people's views or what people thinks about you or whatever. You just have to find a way to ensure that all the things that you're looking for in people, you are it. Just like saying everybody is mad. Be the one sane person. And once you're the sane person, it will attract sane people. Then you now realize that it's not everybody that is mad. It's just that you've not positioned your brain to see that there are sane people. And for you to be attracted to sane people, you just have to be what? Sane. So for you to be accepted by whatever class of people, just accept yourself first. So whenever they reject you, oh, it's okay. Why? Because you have the level of acceptance that you already need. So you don't even need their own. Their own is just like a bonus. That is how to mitigate all those survival mechanisms. Because at that time period, the brain will generate a lot of things that you don't even imagine. A lot of things that you don't imagine. So the best way out of it is, oh, oh, that's fine. That's the only way out of it. So that is the best. These are the survival mechanisms, and I've already explained how to mitigate them and survive more better in those survival mechanisms. So today we looked at what all those survival mechanisms that keeps us trapped. So what it means is for you to escape all those survival mechanisms that doesn't really serve us, you just have to what? Take a deep breath. Don't over analyze it. Don't fight it. Just believe that you have what it takes to escape them. When you fight it, you are signaling your brain that we are in a war. And you cannot win. Your brain has a lot of memories that can trap you. So the best way out of it is take a deep breath. Believe that you can escape these mechanisms or survival mechanisms without stress. Remember, whatever you believe in will always come to pass, and that is faith. If you believe there is God, then there is God. If you don't believe so, you walk your life like as if there was nothing like that. But when you believe that you can walk through all these survival mechanisms, you can identify them and you can escape through it, it will go well for you. Remember, I always say, live a faith resonated life. That is what makes your life more meaningful and more intentional. So we have come to the end of today's episode. So if you have any feedback or ideas or more opinions, you can as well share with us. Thank you.